Welcome to the Ages of Rock podcast with your hosts Bill Algie, Dennis Talbot, and Alan Tate. We are three guys who have one thing in common, a love of rock and roll. Our goal is to talk about all things rock. We hope you find this show intriguing, funny, and occasionally highly opinionated. Enjoy!
Hey, welcome back to the Ages of Rock podcast. This is episode number 341. You got me and Dennis, because Alan has decided to go to Hawaii for the week, so you're stuck with us, and the one and only Jeff Pilson. Hey, Jeff, how you doing, man?
I am doing wonderful. Thanks for having me.
It's always a pleasure to have you. You are officially our most attended guest tonight.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you have been on 5 times. You've not had anybody else on 5 times. We've tried not to have Dennis on 5 times, but he keeps coming back. So he's like on episode number 340 some shit or something.
Thank you, man. I'm absolutely flattered. That's kind of cool.
But it's always a great pleasure having you.
I don't even have a gold jacket.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. But yeah, you've always got something going on. You're always cooking up some kind of deal. So I know that. So your latest little endeavor is Revolution Saints, correct?
Yes, which is coming out soon in April. And the response to the videos have been fabulous. The response to the whole band has been, the band existed before Joel and I were in it, and they did 3 whole records. So I was aware of the band, but that always makes you very skeptical about joining something because, number one, not only are Jack and Doug friends of mine, but you want to honor what they did. And so it's tricky to, join a band that other people were in. You always feel like, well, I don't want to tamper with what they did. They did something great, that kind of thing. So you're not sure how you'll be accepted or whatever. But the response has just been phenomenal. And I just couldn't be happier. And what a great bunch of guys and came up with a pretty damn good record.
I've heard the 2 songs, then
yeah.
Geez, dude, I can't wait. April can't get here fast enough.
Well, Dean, just his voice is just incredible. And it just gives me goosebumps line after line. And who doesn't enjoy recording like that with that?
It gets you. I'm sure it just gets you terribly. It's excited like crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing how good his voice. He has such a great rock voice. It's just. And he's not a front man. He's not typically a front man. He's sitting behind the sticks. And
although, and it's funny because he'll talk like, "Oh, I'm scared when I go up there because I've never been a front man." He's so natural when he goes up there. He's great. We were doing the videos. He was being, "I've never been in the front man in a video." You're like, you'll be fine. Sure enough, the camera rolls. He was great. He's, why? Because he's a completely natural musician and he does everything by feel. So if you feel it, all you have to do is sing it and feel it, and you're going to look good doing it. And that's what he does. And it's amazing. He's one of the most natural singers, players, musicians I've known. And it's so cool that he's finally getting his day too. I love that. People have known about him for a long time, but now people are really getting to know about him. And that's cool.
Very cool. Very cool. Can I ask do you know how old he is? Do you have any idea?
I know how old he is. I don't know if he wants me to tell people.
Yeah, okay. So he's not a young pup, is what I was getting at. Because vocally,
but he's considerably younger than I am. I'll tell you that. He's a kid compared to me.
All right, we'll leave it at that then.
Yeah.
Because his voice sounds great. And
I think he actually said his age in an interview that in the Eddie Trunk interview we did, but I'm not 100% sure, and I'd feel like a jerk if I said it.
No, that's cool. We want to be respectful of that. That's no problem at all.
Yeah,
for sure.
I know he's at least 20.
Yeah. So is he? He's 8. So he's over 18, which is good. Yeah.
He is drinking age, so he can do that at least.
I've known him since. Yeah. Anyways,
a day or two. You've known him a day or two. Yeah, for sure. So Foreigner's about to hit the road.
Foreigner's about to hit the road on the beginning of our farewell tour. Yes, we are. And actually, we played over the weekend. We did a show in New Orleans for the Mardi Gras, which was really fun. We've done it before. It's a trippy event at this gigantic convention center, just filled with people with all sorts of lights all over. I mean, it's like it's the strangest thing you've ever seen, but it's a really fun show. So that was great. So that kicked off the year for us. And now we start up in Vegas with our Vegas residency at the end of March, and that is the beginning of this year, which is the farewell tour year. So yeah, here we go.
Wow. So is it a farewell tour year? Is it a farewell
No.
tour?
It's a farewell tour. This year is the beginning of the farewell tour.
I gotcha. Yeah, I got my logo behind me will tell you that the farewell tours can go on forever.
I guarantee you, I absolutely guarantee you it will not go on as long as Kiss is dead.
Well, they're on their third version, right?
Yeah, so, whatever.
I'm saying you have farewell 1, you have farewell 2,
but I know that we're going to, I do know we'll be playing in 24 as well. So yeah.
Nice.
That's great. Hey, Jeff, you've been with now Foreigner probably since 2004. Is that right?
Correct.
So you're almost 20 years. I mean, you're 18. Almost.
This is my 20th year. This is my.
Is it 20 years? Because I was looking through, and there was something that said that you've been there since that one recording in 2005, but you were there earlier on. So I was trying to figure out what year, and I figured it was really close to 20. So being with that, I mean, it's been a long portion of your career. I mean, as much stuff as you and the many bands you've been in, that's a long time for that.
It's the longest band I've been in nonstop. Longest I ever made it rocking nonstop was 17 years. So
right. Wow. So when you're playing these Foreigner songs, I know the now portion of it, when you play every night, it's the one that's like, man, this is the one I just love. Do you have a favorite?
No, honestly, no. It isn't like that. It feels much more like you have all these children and you love them all. It's kind of like that. There are highlight moments within many of the songs that, of course you can't help but, oh, cool, I get to do this, that kind of thing. But they're moments spread out everywhere throughout the set. There isn't a one particular song. In fact, that's the amazing thing about Foreigner is we have so many songs. I mean, so many bands and most bands actually are kind of known by a song that sort of is their penultimate song. And, there's plenty of classic bands that maybe even they have that and then they have tons more too. There's lots of those. But with Foreigner, it's kind of like all over. There's just a bunch of songs that are kind of classic, which is a great place to be in. And it makes the set so much fun.
Well, and Foreigner is one of those bands when you go to hear them, just like with I could just take Styx, REO, all these bands like that. They are songs that everybody in the audience with half a brain cell can sing every word to every song. Yeah. So it becomes a 2 hours or an hour and a half sing along. And like you said, I thought when I was going to ask you that, I thought the same thing. It's going to be one of those, can I pick my favorite child or what on that?
Yeah,
but
no, just not possible. There's so many great ones.
It's a lot of fantastic songs,
Yeah, and it's really fun to play and sing the stuff. It really is, and we really enjoy playing together. I mean, that's the thing. Right. We're very, very close. I mean, we're very close. We're very family-like. Management included. I mean, it's really tight now. And that you might want to mute yourself.
Yeah, it's pretty loud.
Yeah.
Sorry, actually, I'm going to get out of here, Jeff.
No. I'm not.
No, like I said, because I'm here in Napa, and it's like the same deal. I'm in a situation that Wi-Fi is terrible here and everything. I just wanted to be able to get on tonight just for a second to help Bill out.
Well,
sure,
let me
go ahead. I'll mute. Hold on, let me mute.
Yeah. So I'll quick answer you. Basically, we're all very, very tight. It's all just the best opportunity for all of us, and we all appreciate it. And I love the fact that we are going out while we're still strong and on top. And I'm really happy about that. And I can tell you it's going to be a intense couple years, but man, this is going to be a great tour.
Is Mick going to be able to hit most of these shows?
I doubt most, but he'll hit select shows. Sure.
He's
Awesome. Anyway, I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm gonna get out here and let Bill take over because he's the man to be talking to. But thank you for coming on again,
well,
and we'll see you soon.
You will.
Hopefully,
we'll have a great dinner. Oh. I know where you're going. It's great.
Yes, and it's very good. Thank you. Yeah. We'll see you. Bye.
Bye.
I think he's gonna be out of there. Yeah, he was like, he kept texting me tonight. He's like, "What time is it for sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Just get on, man. See what happens, right? Worst thing to happen."
Perfect. No, that was great.
Yeah. So, so the show, you said it starts. When does it start? In April? The tour starts April.
No. Actually, end of March.
End of March. Sorry.
Residency.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I believe it's March 25th, if I'm not mistaken, is the beginning of the residency. So a couple of weeks in Vegas doing that. Then, casinos and PACs and things like that through a lot of April, stuff off the beaten path and off the routing of the summer tour. Then summer, July 5th. I think July 5th is the first show, 5th or 6th, something like that. Anyways, and it starts in Atlanta, and there we go.
Cool. Yep, you'll be rolling through our shed soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Indy. So I'm excited to go, and so very interesting. I posted a couple of questions out there for a couple of our listeners and asked them to. I said I'm going to interview Jeff Pilson tonight, so have a chat with him. So, what would you like to ask him? And they said, for your 20 years in Foreigner, and I think you've already answered this question. What has your experience been like? And I think what I heard you say earlier was it's been awesome.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's a great band with great personnel and great people around it. And, Mick Jones is just a stellar human being, and working for him all these years has been a joy, and it's been a learning experience. And, we've just crafted this really great live band that kicks butt. And, that's what I've always wanted to do in life. So, I mean, how can I complain? How could I complain about a thing? I can't, my body's not going to last forever, so I can't be on the road forever. But I sure appreciate being in a band of this quality at this point in my career.
Yeah, and I think I've seen you guys 4 times, 5 times, something like that and just it's just a blast. And like you were talking about earlier with the song choices and stuff like that. I mean, it's just fun. If you go to that show and you don't have a good time, that's your own damn fault. You got nobody else to.
That's on you.
It's on you. It's not, and because it's definitely not about quality and not about what you're getting off the stage and stuff like that. Because you guys have a blast, and Kelly does a great job, and it's just
and
always it's just fun.
It's so great that we can take Mick's legacy and keep doing it. I mean, all these great songs, and just the more they enter into the public sphere, the better. It's a great thing. It's very heartwarming for me to see.
Yeah, it's special. And I think, being able to, as we get older, being able to take our kids and, some people, grandkids, right? Which makes us all feel really old. But, to a show to let them experience it is something special. I mean, that's really pretty cool.
I know.
Too. Yeah, very much so. I did have a question. So my son works for one of the venues here in the Indianapolis market. And he said, ask Jeff this question. Is there a favorite venue that you have played?
In Indianapolis, or just in general?
In general. Yeah.
Well, I will say I wouldn't say there's one favorite. I'd say I'll give you a few that really stand out to me. First off, of course, Carnegie Hall.
Cool.
But not as much because of the reputation of Carnegie Hall, as you might think, as much as the fact that it just sounds so good in there. It was just such a pleasant experience. I mean, we did an acoustic show. So I really got to hear what the room sounded like. Oh, I get goosebumps thinking about it. It's an amazing sounding room. I mean, when you sing, it's like the blend just comes together naturally because the room is so attuned for that music. It's a celestial experience. So Carnegie Hall is a biggie. Another one like that for me was Royal Albert Hall in London, which again, yes, the cachet of playing there was great, but the way Royal Albert Hall sounds it's amazing. It's just amazing. There's this depth about it that I can't equate to any other venue. It's really strange. It's not the biggest venue I've ever played by any means, but it has the biggest sound. It just has this wonderful sound. So, when a room sounds good, it means a lot to me. There are aesthetics as well, though. A place like Red Rocks, can't complain about that. Red Rocks is so beautiful.
My
It's
God.
really fun to play because you get to look out at this gorgeous scenery. The Gorge in Washington, same way. Haven't played there in several years, but I don't even know if they still do gigs there. But that was a great place. So those are some venues that stand out to me. Sonically, mostly. Sydney Opera House, things like that. So, which we got to do with an orchestra, which was really fun.
Yeah.
So things like that, I'd say.
Yeah. Is the Carnegie Hall, was that recorded by any chance? Is that available?
No,
No.
no, because honestly, it's not cost effective to record at Carnegie Hall. It's insanely expensive to record there. So you're not going to see many live concerts unless it's Beyonce or something.
I have been to a show at Red Rocks. That was on my bucket list, and I got to go a couple of years ago.
Great.
And we were out there, and it was just one of those things that we didn't really. I'm like, I'm going. I don't care who's on. I'm just going to go to a show. I'm just going to pick one. I'm just going to go. And I had an event on Tuesday night, and Tuesday night was Diana Ross, and I couldn't go because I had an event and I couldn't get out of it. I was about in tears. I was like,
wow.
My God.
Diana Ross at Red Rocks. That would have been fun.
Yeah. But I got to see Blackberry Smoke at Red Rocks, which was phenomenal.
My daughter would be really happy about that.
Yeah, I was very happy about that. But yeah, seeing you guys there would be cool. Would be super cool.
Yeah.
I checked that out. I checked that out. I want to go back for sure. His other question was, have you ever had a venue that you felt was provided the best service, like to you guys as an artist, that really stood out?
There's a place on Long Island. What's it called? Westbury, I think. Westbury Theater. I think that's the name of it. Always has the best catering. The people there are so kind, and they just really take a lot of care and make everything homemade. And it's just, and they just treat you phenomenally well. That's one place that kind of comes to mind. But you know what came to mind when you first said that, and it's something I should say, because I was just reading Greg Lake's book recently, and he brought this up. Whenever you used to do a show with Bill Graham, the famous Bill Graham from San Francisco, the promoter guy, those were always the best put on, best taken care of shows ever. But in every way, from the promotion to the lighting rig to the PA to the posters to the backstage catering, Bill Graham, he made an art of it. And I hope that we get a 21st century Bill Graham that does that, because, I mean, well, of course, speaking as an artist, it was great, but I mean, he really made the shows great for the audiences as well. And so I just wanted to acknowledge Bill Graham's part in making showmanship and the level of showmanship so great, and the making the experience for the artist and the audience so great.
Yeah, I read in a book that somebody was talking about him and said he really set the standard for promotion and all of that stuff back in the day. Just there was nobody could touch it.
No, he was brilliant. And a really, really passionate guy. Really passionate guy.
Yeah, awesome. So let's talk a little about Revolution Saints. So you got the new record coming out. You got a couple singles off of it that are out already on video, which I've seen both of them multiple times because they're really, really good. Like most of the stuff that you're involved in, man, it's always great stuff, and it's just always amazing. So what kind of got you guys together? So did the original group kind of splinter off? Is that what happened? And then Dean decided to get some other folks together?
I think Jack and Doug, from what I understand, and I actually I've seen Doug, but I haven't seen Doug's. I saw him in the summer, and that was before I was in. I think it was before I was in Revolution Saints. Anyways, but from what I understand, Jack and Doug just kind of felt like, well, we've sort of done what we can do with this, in 3 records. Music, I think they felt like they'd sort of said their musical part, and I respect that. If like, okay, well then that's enough, then that's kind of a cool reason for leaving. It's a very genuine reason for leaving. So that was what made me feel like, okay, I'm not being a jerk by replacing guys who I really love, so it sort of opened the door to like, okay, let's feel fresh about all this. And it really does. It feels great. So what happened was when those guys left, Serafino, who's the head of the record label Frontiers that Revolution Saints is on, and many of the projects I do, he suggested Joel and I, and Dean loved the idea, and we loved the idea, and it was just kind of a no-brainer, instant yes.
Didn't take long, huh?
Yeah.
Had you guys done other stuff before together?
I've played with Joel before. I don't think I've ever done a project with Dean. I believe I've been like on some of those compilation records where you play. I think I've been on a couple of those with him over the years, but we didn't play in a room together. So this is the first time we've really, really worked together, and I'm digging it.
Yeah, it came out pretty damn good from what I've heard so far. So
well, and we have to credit Alessandro Del Vecchio a lot for that. He's just amazing. He's the guy that produces, writes most of it. Just fabulous producer, engineer, musician, songwriter guy. A lot of this comes from him, and he should be credited highly because he does an amazing job on this stuff.
Yeah, I know that you guys are on Frontier, and we've done a lot of other stuff with them recently where we've kind of gotten some information about some different bands,
label. And they, if it's classic rock, they're the ones that have it.
Yeah, and some new stuff out of Europe. I mean, they're really big with bringing new stuff. I've had a couple of bands. Right. Perfect Plan I had on from from them, and found some really great music that's over there that's hidden from us in America. That, anybody listening to this, look at the list at Frontiers and just take a chance. And there's
go listen on websites and stuff, because they have a lot of great stuff coming out.
There's a lot of really, really good stuff on there for sure. So talking about the record, do you have a favorite song on the record, or is there one that really kind of grabbed that you liked best, or you're like, no, I just love the whole damn thing?
Not necessarily. I will say that I'll be curious when Crime of the Century comes out, because to me, that one sort of screamed the big single the most for me. But I think it's not going to come out for a couple more singles. But I'm going to see I'll be curious to see if it kind of catches on, because to me, that song is just so catchy and great. And so I wouldn't say that it's my favorite on the album necessarily, but I think it's a real strong song, and I'll be real curious to see the response that it gets from people. It's just great.
Cool, man. I can't wait. April 23rd is a long time, man. This is kind of, the tease is not fun.
Take a nap and we'll wake up and it's April 23rd.
Oh, it does. and the older you get, the faster it goes, right?
Of course.
My boss used to tell me that before he retired, he goes, I noticed that the closer I get to retirement, it's like a roll of toilet paper.
Yeah.
You get closer to the end that much faster. Damn. So definitely there for sure. Mm-hmm. So after the Foreigner tour, so I'm jumping around a little bit, so sorry about that, like a ping pong ball. After the Foreigner tour, what's next for you?
Well, actually, I am currently finishing up another End Machine record with George Lynch.
Okay.
And Steve Brown from the drummer for Tesla, who is the little brother of Wild McBrown, who was the drummer with George and I and Doc, and of course. Mm-hmm. And we have a new singer who is incredible. We were going to make the big announcement, but then I think George blew it and said it somewhere. So we're just talking about it, but it's okay, because this guy is phenomenal, and he's going to shock everybody. His name is Girish Pradhan, and he is just amazing. And I can tell you that this record is going to be just phenomenally strong, and I can't wait for you to hear it, but it's going to be a while before that one comes out.
Yeah, I have the other one. So
you're
yeah.
asking what I'm working on, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm home for the next couple of weeks before the Vegas residency, and I'll be working. Steve is coming to do drums in a few days, so I'll be working on the M Machine stuff till then.
Yeah, because Wild Mick Brown retired. Is that correct?
Yeah,
That's what I thought. A little while ago.
And of course, we'd love to have Wild Mick Brown, of course, because
sure.
Not only do we love him, but I mean, the guy is phenomenally talented, and we had a chemistry together that was amazing. But you know what? I get it. At a certain point, your body just says, no, I don't want to do this for hours and hours a day, every day, especially drumming, which is really physical. And he's, so I get it. And when we talk to Mick now, he sounds so happy. So I think retirement has been a good thing for him. So when you can't have the real Wild Mick Brown, to have Steve Brown, wow, that's great. He is such a great drummer, such a great guy, great singer, and has Mick's energy. It's just amazing. So we're pretty lucky there. And if Doc and ever were to somehow come together and reform, and Mick just didn't want to do it, his brother would be great.
Nice. So hey, You can't get much closer than that.
Really can't.
You really can't get much closer than that.
Unless they were twins.
That is true. Is Black Swan? What's going on with that? Because I'm looking at, it's kind of funny. The last couple of times we've had you on, there's been a different project going.
Well, of course, that's how these publicity people do this.
That is, it's kind of funny how they do it.
Yes. Black Swan, probably next year for another record. Frontiers has asked us about it, and we are starting to talk about it. Probably won't get a chance. Generally with Black Swan, what happens is Reb and I get together, we come up with a bunch of music and get the ball rolling there. That's how we start the Black Swan writing machine. Probably won't have a chance to do that now till the end of the year or early next year. Just looking at the schedules realistically. Winger's pretty busy, and I'll be just out with this tour is going to start going hard and heavy. Mm-hmm. So there's that. So probably Black Swan sometime maybe the end of next year. I'm not really sure when yet, but that's kind of what I would guess, maybe early 25.
Cool. Well, let's give us something to keep
but there will
more
definitely
to come.
Be more. There's more to come.
Yeah. That's awesome. All right, let's go back into Foreigner. We'll finish it up there.
Okay.
All right. So how many dates on that show? How many you'd say are there quite a few dates?
I don't know how many. I think it's in the 40 zone, somewhere around in there, I think. Yeah. But yeah, it's a good tour. It starts in Atlanta and we go kind of everywhere. So looking forward to it a lot. It's going to be a very, very fun tour.
Yeah, and you picked up Loverboy for the opening.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's what a great night.
Those guys, they have not lost a beat. They really haven't. If people haven't seen Loverboy recently, it's amazing how good they sound. I mean, they are. Mike still sings great, and the band is great, and their songs hold up really well. Couldn't have found a better band to open this thing for us. Really, we're really happy about that.
Yeah, they opened last year for somebody that was up at Ruoff, and I couldn't get to the show, and that was the only reason why I wanted to go. I was like, I don't care about the other bands. I just want to see Loverboy. I didn't get a chance to, so I saw him back in the day. But I think that'll be such a great show. It'll be a 2.5 hour sing along. Be a lot of horse people after that one's over.
That Loverboy set, man, a lot of hits.
Oh yeah, for sure, for both of you.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, man, I appreciate you taking a few minutes to sit down and reminisce and find some newfound things to do. So keep us all abreast.
I will do anything for my gold jacket. So there you go.
I'm telling you, dude. You just gotta. I'm gonna push the off button. You gotta get, and I'll get your size and your address. We're working on it. Yeah. And then awesome. I want to see it.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
Hey, tell people real quick where they can find you, and then hang out for a second.
Oh, well, I know I'm the real Jeff Pilson on Instagram, I think. and I think Twitter. Oh my God, I'm horrible, but I think it's the real Jeff Pilson. And you can always go to foreigneronline.com. And where else would you find? Oh, and then the Jeff Pilson fan page on Facebook.
Great.
That's a good place to go. That's a
All
good
right.
place.
Hang out just a second. Thank you very much, Jeff. All right, people, you know where to find us. We're on all those Spreakers and iHeart Radios and all that kind of good stuff. So check us out there, and we'll see you later.
Thanks for listening to the Ages of Rock podcast. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and most importantly, tell all your friends. Remember, you're never too old to rock. Until the next episode, peace out, folks.